Well, hi again, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of Inside Furman Athletics. I am Dan Scott. It is good to be with you as always. Hope that everything is going well for you. We actually missed last week because our scheduled guest, tennis coach J.J. Whitlinger, is under the weather, so we're hoping to get him rescheduled very soon. But we are back today and very excited to introduce the newest member of our Furman coaching family here. Gail Wallach was just announced as the new head coach of the lacrosse program here. And so she gets to spend a few minutes with me, and then it's off to the races to start building this program again. Gail, congratulations. Welcome. How you doing?
Thank you. Great. Appreciate you having me. This is awesome.
You're coming from our friends at Anderson University, not too far down the road from here. I've got a lot of good friends that work there. The head basketball coach, Jimmy Williams, in fact, was an assistant here for a number of years. It's a wonderful place, and obviously it's a place that you had some success.
For sure. It's been great to know Jimmy in the short time that he's been there, and he's doing amazing things and will continue to do so. Started that program year one. That was 2 seasons ago. We went 9-8, brought in 30 girls, and year two, we're in the top 25 and, one game away from the conference championship, tied for the regular season. So it happened fast. It's set up to do that there, that's for sure.
The opportunity to build a program from scratch, obviously, I think is appealing to a lot of coaches. And interestingly enough, over at Anderson, a former Furman standout quarterback and former Furman coach is building that football program and getting ready to launch. But not all people who launch a program have immediate success like you had in the 2 seasons that your team played. I'd imagine speaks very highly to infrastructure, but I think you also have to take some credit for identifying players and being able to coach them up.
Yeah, I think, when you're starting a program, it's a unique opportunity, and you really get to choose your entire team. So I think, I've done it 3 times now, and, you get a little bit better each time you do it, obviously year in and year out, but really just, forging the relationships and the belief in that we're going to be good. And I think that's hard to do because most, new programs take a few years to get going. And I think, just getting those kids to believe and buying in, and it's easy to do when you spend some time on those kids and you recruit the right ones and they're ready to build that program and what that means and hit the ground running.
So how will that experience help you here? Because this obviously isn't a startup program, but you hit a couple of key words there that I heard: convincing kids to believe. You have to build. You have to do all of these things. So how does what you've done in the past prepare you for this?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've had an opportunity to meet the returners and the graduating seniors, and just spend some time to listen to them, and I think that's a big part of it, right? What they've been through, some transitions, and again, the past 2 seasons, losses in the conference semifinals, but just coming in and understanding like we are moving forward today. Yesterday doesn't matter. We're ready to go. We're going to lean on all the people we need to lean on, from alumni to staff, faculty, all the little bits and pieces, families, and understand what that means moving forward. So is it going to be new? Yes. Is it going to be different? Yes. Is it always going to be easy? No. But throughout all those little pieces, just really, this is why they are here. The purple means something. The Furman F means something. The Paladins means something. Campus means something. Academics means something. When we put all that together, we'll see success on the field.
So what was it about this job that was attractive to you?
I kind of was a little maybe late to the application process because, I'm in the middle of it. We just get at Anderson, we just get ranked in the top 25. I'm like, wow, this is happening fast this time. This is awesome. We're rolling. I obviously have, the opportunity to talk to Coach Williams and Bobby Lamb about their experiences, but I didn't want to hear their experiences because they're very different. And they had I mean, amazing things to say about this place, but I wanted to, figure that out on my own. So I'm like, okay, if they really say it's what it is, I'm going to, look a little bit more into it. And as I started watching games and talking to more people and actually drove up to campus and, stood on that 50-yard line that we're looking at right now. Before I even heard back from the process, and I'm like, wow, there's something here. Like, just what I saw, what I felt, what I smelled, all of that. It's just like, wow, there's something here. And as I walked around campus, I'm just talking to people. I don't even know where this search is going, but I wanted to get a good feel, and it really made me feel like, wow, this place is special. And then as I started to watch the girls play and think about, wow, those girls are out there. I mean, they are like, they're in it, which is crazy for kind of the transitional piece in their time here, and the way they were competing, and to see what they did. I'm like, wow, that group has something special too, to be where they are right now.
It's interesting. You talked about the girls being in transition. That this program seemingly has been in a state of transition. You're the fourth head coach in the program's history, and yet all four of those coaches' tenures have touched in less than 4 years. So this is a program that's crying out for stability. So here's a chance for you to brag on yourself a little bit. Why are you the person to bring that needed stability to this program?
Yeah, I mean, I think that this team, this is going to be season 11 coming up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's a lot in 10 seasons, really. So what I think is that, we are going to set the tone from every little thing. This is what I like to do, with these athletes, is set the tone from, day one. Everything we do has a purpose. From what we wear at practice to what we wear on each day that we travel to what we, do pre-practice, pre-game. Every little thing that's a part of this program is just sets the tone for who we are, who Furman lacrosse is. And they will start taking pride in that. It means something. They're invested. And that takes a minute. That doesn't take a day or the first practice. It's all going to go well. That doesn't take the first fall ball season. That takes time. And I think, I know it will happen fast, but for some of these girls, it's going to feel like it's taking time, right? Because that's just part of it. But as they start to buy in and understand the structure and all of the meat and potatoes behind what we do and why that matters, we'll start reaping the benefits of what that looks like. And I think, spending time and investing in these student athletes, not just because they're good on the lacrosse field, but because of what they do in the classroom, their families, their siblings, their likes, their dislikes, all of that stuff matters. I mean, I think that I've learned a lot during my career from being a player all the way through assistant coaching to head coaching. And really, at the end of the day, if you want these girls to perform and these athletes perform, you have to treat them like the amazing people that they are and guide them through the tough moments off the field, guide them through the tough moments on the field. And when you do that, they're going to do whatever it takes, to put the best product on the field. And I think that I'm excited to do that with this group. I'm really been spending time getting to know them in the last week and a half, really. I met them a week and a half ago. And I think that, they internally have what it takes. Now it's just, strengthening that as a unit and with a staff.
Athletes today, more than any other time in history, I believe, at the collegiate level, not only want to know that the university is committed with facilities and all of the other things that go along with it, but they want to know that their coach is as invested in them as a total person, not just an athlete, as you are asking them to be invested into the program.
Sure.
Am I accurate with that?
100% correct. I mean, I think I had this conversation yesterday, and I guess you can consider myself an old school coach in a way, right? A lot of the things that we do, but if you don't evolve and change as the athlete changes and the game changes, still holding firm to what is true and true, but if you don't evolve, then you won't grow. You won't grow as a coach. You won't grow as a person. You won't grow your teams. You won't strengthen your teams. So adjusting to that, I mean, I think there's always a learning curve here when you have a new coach come in, but I think as I get to know these girls and they get to understand how I tick and we meet in the middle, like good things are going to happen.
Gail Wallach, the new lacrosse coach here at Furman, our guest on this week's edition of Inside Furman Athletics. From your experience, I want to talk about your resume here in a bit, but from your experience, how long will it take for those girls to understand what makes you tick, what your expectations are? I mean, I know it's different with every individual person. It's different with every team, but is there a base timeline you look at where they have to be bought in?
Well, I think, I'll talk to them about, we're living life together because we do spend a lot of time together, right? And, I told them, they got an opportunity to meet two of my children, my husband. We were there when we met them to understand, that this is all, we are living life together. They're watching my kids grow up. I'm watching them grow up. I think that, it's like any other family. There'll be times we don't like each other. There'll be times that we love each other. That's just part of it. And if we focus on living that life together each and every day, we're going to come out and we're going to, give it our best. And at the end of the day, when we put our head on our pillows at night and we know that's what we did, then we are successful. Like, we are successful. And then those things will start happening.
So I mentioned your resume. It's really intriguing because not only have you been highly successful coaching lacrosse and starting multiple programs, but you've also been a women's head basketball coach at multiple stops. And as a collegiate athlete, you're in the Hall of Fame at Keene University. You played 3 sports there. So I use this phrase all the time, and I always ask the coaches who are a little closer dated, do the kids still use the term street cred? Because you've got a lot of street cred here.
I mean, I think those are, and I try to keep my street cred by showing them I can still do it, and getting in there. I can't wait to play noon ball here on campus. Like, when are we going? Like, this is awesome. But I think, I don't know if they usually use that term anymore, but we know what you're talking about.
Right.
I think, man, those experiences, I mean, I wouldn't trade any of them in for the world. I look back on some of those things, and I've had, you still talk to your teammates. I still call my coaches coach. Like, it's a long time ago. But I think, I always knew I wanted to be a college coach. I knew since I was in high school, it's all I ever wanted to be. Now, I thought it was going to be basketball for the rest of my life, and here we are talking about this. But it's funny because my basketball background is taking programs that were really, really bad and turning them around. Like, so a little different than build, but really the same. Like, that's just a rebuild with existing players. So that's kind of always been my, I don't know, like you think it and it changed. And here I am now, and I think all of those experiences have, made me the coach that I am today, and always can turn back on those experiences.
Well, and that was going to be where I was going to go next.
Yeah.
The fact that you played multiple sports, you've coached multiple sports, how does all of that work into the success that you expect to have here?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of my lacrosse players, they'll tell you I coach it a little bit different. I think it is because of my basketball background, and a lot of lacrosse players have played high school basketball. That's pretty common. But those who haven't, when they watch the NCAA tournament during tournament time, and they watch, the big time Division I coaches out there, and they see, Dawn Staley and Kim Mulkey, and they're like, oh, now we get it. Like, now we get it. Now we get why you are who you are and how you coach.
So wait a minute. Are you telling us that you're a little animated on the sidelines?
I am animated on the sideline in a good way, right? That's the. I mean, I think it really is like, it's a little different because the field is so much bigger than coaching basketball, which is right in front of you. So they need to hear me. They're 50 yards down the other end. They need to hear me.
Have you introduced yourself to Southern Conference officials yet?
Yeah. We actually, they already have officiated Anderson games. They're the same officials.
Nice.
So
okay.
They know me.
So you know what you're getting into, and they know what they're getting into.
100%. It's all good. It's all part of it for sure.
That is fantastic. But the other thing about it is that kids are smart. They would pick up on if that was not genuine.
Right. Right.
So that
Right.
that emotion, that passion, that it's got to be genuine, and obviously your track record says it is.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, that's just, that's the energy, if I don't bring the energy, those are the things like I learned that at a young age, like energy and effort, those are uncoachable. You have to have them. Like you have to bring them every day, even on your bad days, even on your best days. And that's the expectation I have for my players so that we can move them forward. And if they feel that energy and it is real, I want to be out there. I tell them all the time, I want to be the one out there winning draw controls. I want to be the one out there that's scoring goals, but I can't anymore. So I'm going to coach through you, and I'm going to coach for you, and I'm going to coach with you, and that's how we're going to get it done. And we're going to work hard together and win together.
My former basketball broadcast partner here at Furman and a Furman multi-sport star, Ron Smith, used to say from a basketball standpoint that no matter where you go, home, away, whatever the situation, the two things that should always be constant were defense and rebounding. And that speaks to what you were just talking about there, effort. Those are effort categories. And you're not always going to play your best. You're not going to play mistake-free. We all know that. But you can control the effort.
100%. I think, and we have those, I'm a very, it's funny because most of my teams have already been very offensively successful. We score a lot of goals, but I'm a very defensive-minded coach. And that's why we do score a lot of goals, because I'm very, 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 very strong with my defense. It's high demand, and you get no recognition for it, right? Those are the categories you don't get it for, but it's high demand. That's how we play, because your one task is to create more offensive opportunities. That's why we play defense. So you'll get no reward. You don't get the highlights. Your name's not in print. You won't get a highlight reel on the kind of defense we play, but that is what is going to dictate our offense and make it successful for sure.
See, I was impressed. You came in with a page full of notes, so I'm going to ask you to call on those notes now. What, in a week and a half, have you been able to learn about your returning players?
Yeah, I mean, we are losing, some great players that have been through some things here and who have endured and really shine through throughout their career. But we are returning 7 of the top 9 scorers on this team, and I'm really excited to coach them and to put them in some situations for some success and get on the field with them. Just returning Anna Roser, who had a breakout year. I mean, she is going to be a senior, so there's a lot. Everybody knows who she is now. She's 1 goal away from being the all-time leading goal scorer here at Furman, which is amazing. And I think that she brings a lot to the table. Awesome girl off the field. Can't wait to work with her. And Paige Harmon, she's returning as well, and she is 4th all-time assists here, after this season. So we have a 1-2 punch coming back, and as we put the rest of those scores into pieces, and how we're going to play and what we're going to do and what that's going to look like, open mind, coachable, it's going to be different. But I think when we have these returners and some experience coming back, I think that's really good. Now we do lose a little bit on the defensive end, starting goalie for the last few years, and with Lily, and then.
But that's okay. You're a defensive coach.
I am a defensive coach. I am a defense. I can't
you,
wait.
You can fix that.
That is like, to me, I'm like, this is going to be amazing, because I've watched enough game film now where we know, like, okay, this is who we have. This is what we have, and just have that idea. And when we implement our philosophy, it'll be good.
Gail Wallach, the new lacrosse coach here at Furman, joining us as we get into wrap-up mode. What are the immediate plans? What's the summer schedule look like? Recruiting? What will the roster? What kind of numbers are you looking at? You have to bring in. Have you been able to assess all of that yet?
Yeah, I've definitely. We have 11 2024s coming in. So I've spent some time with them and their families and getting to know them and their game film. And there are some 2025 commits out there, and we're going to, we have been talking to them. We're going to see them play this summer, and then just getting ready for the 2026. You know, we're allowed to talk to them September 1st, so this summer is a big evaluation for the 26s and 27s for the future, and it's always that combination of like invested in coaching and diving hard into what we have right now, but also preparing for that future down the line as we build this program and what that's going to look like, and then connecting the alumni, you know, with that change, because again, we have alumni from, you know, this short storied history here, but we have a lot of alumni who played for very many different coaches, investing them in here, and you know, just really, you know, getting on the road and really talking about what Furman is and who we are, and the university, athletics, women's lacrosse, and all that fun stuff.
Have you had a chance to breathe yet?
No, it's been wild. It's been awesome. It's not today. I mean, my first day technically isn't until Thursday, but this has been great. Like, this is great.
So they're getting free work out of you for a couple
They
of
are
days,
getting,
right?
yeah, they are getting free work. That's, I
Nice.
mean, hey, why
I
not?
like that. That's gotta make Jason Donnelly happy. She's working for free
Just
for
a
a couple of
days.
Well, listen, I can't thank you enough for coming and spending some time with us. Just listening to you talk has me excited. There's just an infectious vibe that you bring, and your track record says that you're going to be successful here. Have no question the girls are going to buy in, and I'm just looking forward to see where this program goes.
Thank you. Me too.
No pressure.
Thank you.
That is Gail Wallach. She is the new lacrosse coach here at Furman. I will tell you, we will probably have a bonus edition of Inside Furman Athletics later this week if all goes according to plan, because as we reminded you when we visited with Bob Ritchie last month, once all of the new players on the roster rebuild were in, he was going to come back and talk about them. They're in. He's going to come back and talk about them. If all goes according to plan, we're going to record the interview on 9:30 or at 9:30 on Thursday morning. So for you basketball fans out there, and I know there are a bunch, you'll get a chance to hear from Coach Ritchie as well. But again, thank you to Gail Wallach. I hope you enjoyed getting a chance to know a little bit about her and get excited about this program. And we'll just watch and see the success that's getting ready to roll in here with Furman Lacrosse. Until next time, I'm Dan Scott, as always, saying God bless you, and so long, everybody.